Hello everybody, my name is Zombie Smasher 14 and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play No More Heroes. In this episode, we work. But I have some things that I want to talk about that I've gone through my life and have also changed it as we speak from now. So, starting with what actually opened me up to actually share what actually happened in my childhood. So yesterday I was watching a stream of speedrunner practicing for disc 2 of Final Fantasy 13. And I mostly I don't know how to put this in words, but at one point it's like in chat, I don't know how it started, but at one point I started posting in the chat about my what has actually happened with me in my childhood, and that is that I was always as a child at the age of well, it's like somehow when I did it I put it out of order, but I'm gonna actually tell you about it in order. So what I did, so when I was 3, well, actually, when I was a child at the age of 3, I actually never knew my mom and my father very well. But it turns out that my father was one of those Mexican gangsters. Yeah. If you thought I said something different, no, I didn't. I am serious. And he was doing drugs, and my mom didn't like it, so she has been like, at one point she told him to stop, or he won't be able to see me and my sister. And instead of like saying okay, I'll stop, he went like full on assault and beat the crap out of my mom, which then someone called the police and child services to take me and my sister away from my mother. And that happened when I was 3. And from that point on, I never actually I never knew my parents. Though now I hate my biological father. If I ever see him, I feel like I just want to kill him. But I don't know where he is, so his life is spared for now. But mostly me and my sister were both adopted by our grandparents, and because that way we can actually be with we can still see our mom. And I really how do I put this in words? I never knew, like, if my grandparents were actually my real parents, but at one point they were my foster parents, but they're still my grandparents, but they're my parents since they adopted me and my sis. And I always thought that I never actually had a mom. And I gave up and hoping that I actually could find my mom one day. But I actually, for 6 years after that, I actually got to see my mom for the first time in 6 years, which is a pretty long time. And if you think that I am bullcrapping everyone, I am not bullcrapping anyone. I am serious. 6 years. And within those 6 years, I never knew this until like a visit to the doctor's office just to get a refill on my medication. That I actually had depression. Yeah, and I now know what actually caused that depression. It was actually missing my mom and being with her caused it. But like at that point, when I was still growing up, I actually gave up hope on thinking that I actually really had a biological mother. And I have always, and like at some point in school life, I was bullied and picked on and targeted for beatings a lot. And I did not know how to deal with this. 'Cause like, I had been told by my grandfather that if anyone is messing with you, you should either tell someone, like a teacher or the principal, or if it's outside of school, try to fight back. And I don't like fighting. I'm more of a guy with speaking with words instead of like a guy who fights, like who speaks with his fist. But I don't really like fighting that much. And actually, me being bullied and picked on actually made my depression worse. As actually I found out. But like, there was only one solution that actually made my depression, like, it calmed my depression down, and that was the discovery of video games for me. So, the only true friends that I ever had were the ones that were really there for me during my hard times in school and video games, 'cause, well, as you see me now, video games are like my number one like hobby. I love playing video games, and I will never stop playing video games no matter what anyone says. So, after like 6 years of being depressed, my depression finally went away due to the fact that I actually got to see my mom for the first time and actually know where she was. She was going to school in Nevada, and I live in California, and that's 8 hours away. But it's not a lot. But 8 hours isn't that long. I mean, what happens if she was living in another state like New York or Illinois or no, Chicago is a city in Illinois. Or Florida, or a state that's really like long. So pretty much that actually stopped my depression, and the bullying actually stopped for me in the 6th grade. It's because I've been bullied so much that I was supposed to finish the 6th grade and then get moved to an online school, but it got worse in the 6th grade, which then I actually switched over to the online school. Like, I think it was like 2 months before like school. It was in March, and school ends in like May something. May something. I'm not sure what date it is. But for those who don't know what an online school is where you sit at the front of your computer and it's like school, except it's at the comfort of your own home on your computer, and everything that you do, like essays can, like you can like everything's done on the computer except for some things which they want in handwriting. Like, you can't show your work in math on a computer, but that's like the only thing they actually want from you, except for like your logs, because you have to write them down personally in handwriting, like my PE logs. But that's pretty much it. And they sent you like your school supplies, like books, like everything you're gonna need. And if you didn't have a computer, they would send you a computer, which actually was pretty sweet. But we have like 3 computers. We have the computer that I'm using to record these the Let's Play videos, a computer that is for everyone, and a computer that is personally for my grandmother for her photography work. So that's pretty much everything. So I'm gonna talk about my whole life in this video and like the upcoming videos after this. But mostly what I am now is I'm a 15-year-old boy who loves video games, likes to watch anime, has ADD and ADHD, and will one day change the world as I see now. But that's pretty much all for part 1 about my life. Make sure you guys make sure you tune in to listen to the whole thing of my story. So that's pretty much it. I'm Zombie Smasher 14. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we go to the gym and I talk about more.